the best practices in terms of how it is different. And so they know the things that they do in India, but what's different, that you had to do for the audience that you're catering to.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll just wait for a moment. Let the best practices in terms of how it is different. So they know. Okay, I think that's good. So the recording is on. So over to you. And once again, welcome everyone. So today's session is by Amrita, based in Houston, Texas. Those of you who may not know that Houston was one of the earliest places Shri Mataji visited. We have a lot of yogis over there. And Amrita, I think born, brought up in Pune, but been in Houston for quite some time. She's going to walk us through the best practices for effective communication to the new seekers, especially in US, or it's relevant for all the international seekers as well. So over to you, Amrita. So today she's not going to turn the cameras on, but we'll have slides that we can go through. Amrita, over to you.
Jai Shri Mataji. Thank you, Vikram Bhaiya. All right, I'm going to start sharing my screen. Okay, Vikram Bhaiya, I need, right?
Yeah, you're the co-host now.
Okay, all right. So let me bring the slides up.
And you have 30 minutes. I guess that should be enough for you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, so this is the format that we have been following for a while. Again, not sure if it's the best practices or not. These are just some of the practices that we have been following, and we do get seekers and do have the feeling that they are able to connect, and some of them even graduate into eventually attending some of the more intermediate or advanced classes as well. So what I'm going to walk you through today is just the slides that we are using, and not that deep but high level talk track that we have. So we usually start off with giving a little bit introduction about who Sri Mataji is, and how we lovingly refer to her as mother, because that's something that's been there in us. We keep referring to her as mother, and then we also refer to the mother Kundalini as mother. So kind of blend that in, which aspect also helps them get introduced to and also familiar with the terminology mother, and then the loving energy that we would like to stress upon, which obviously is indicated by a motherly figure, but then also link that back to the Kundalini that's there inside us, and how the Kundalini is also a mothering energy. Because a lot of times, especially seekers from the Western world who have been to, let's say, other meditation places or other alternate techniques, they are not very comfortable with the whole idea of the Kundalini awakening, because they have been misinformed that that is something that may or may not be good for you. So connecting that energy with a motherly energy and explaining how that is a motherly energy helps them ease into that thought. Then we usually walk them through these 7 energy centers. So basically help them understand what this is. This is the human solar system. We all have it inside us. The Kundalini, mothering energy, is there inside us, dormant. But with this, what we're going to do is have a little bit of a realization exercise. And what that is going to do is that is going to help us awaken this Kundalini, and eventually this Kundalini is going to pass through all of our 7 energy centers, with practice, dedication, and humility, and a clear, open, humble, true desire. Walk them through, what the right and left side is and how they represent the states of our mind, and then start going through, let's say, the side effects or the experiences that one will have after getting this realization and practicing this meditation. So then, kind of graduate into how we are going to stay in the center, how the present is the truth, the 2 states, the past and the future do not exist, and how, depending on if we are left-sided or right-sided, we kind of gravitate towards those states. Talk about how the present is the truth. That is what we would like to be in, one of the side effects of getting our self-realization. Then also move into thoughtless awareness. And then we kind of spend a little bit time on that, because again, that is a topic which some of the seekers come into from the whole mindfulness and all of those schools of thought, which is not very well, kind of not that's not the direction that we like to go to. So explain the importance of thoughtless awareness, how that state is, that beautiful state in which we would like to be, how thoughtless awareness is the fortress, how once we have the realization and we start staying in that state, we are completely aware. We are not asleep, we are completely aware, but then there is no thought in our mind. And then link that thoughtless awareness back to being in the present moment, because when you are in that state of thoughtless awareness, when you don't have a single thought in your mind, that is when you are experiencing the present moment, and that is this beautiful state that we would like to eventually be in. Uh, then, yes, speak about the chakras, the qualities of the chakras, the connection between the chakras that are there inside the body and on our fingertips. And then eventually start talking about this realization that we are going to walk them through, and then what that is. So that is going to be the awakening of the Kundalini, and what they may or may not experience based on their throat system. Kind of throw something in about how people have different experiences. Just like you have a different reaction towards heat or cold. Sometimes some people get chilly too quickly, or sometimes some people have a higher tolerance for or the typical temperature. So several system also reacts differently for different people. So your experience may not be similar to mine, and you should never compare experiences, because it is your own journey. Then start walking them through what they're going to feel, the tingling sensation, the cool or the warm breeze from the on the top of our head and on our fingertips, and how sometimes some people also feel the Kundalini going through their spine. Some people have experienced that and have shared those experiences. In case that does happen, then that's something which is pretty normal. It's just a part of your realization. Then we usually walk them through what it is going to be, because that is something that we do play mother's video, but just letting them know that where they have to place their hand on different parts of the body, and that is just done so that it aids the whole realization process. And then the qualities again of the chakras, and how eventually, after meditating, after practicing this, they are going to get those qualities, imbibe those qualities inside them. Then usually after this, what we do is we play Shri Mataji's realization video, in which mother walks us through the whole realization. It's about that 8 or 9 minute video that we have. And then after that, obviously when mother has given the realization, most of the people are experiencing something different that they have not, depending on their level of desire and seeking. So then kind of let them experience it, feel it. Also mention that, hey, at the end of the video, we mentioned that, okay, now that we have received this realization, some of us may be experiencing some cool or warm sensation on our hands and the top of our heads. So let's just enjoy that. Let's be in that state. And then pretty much after a couple of minutes, we start getting into affirmations, but the affirmations are very high level. Affirmations are, mainly geared towards mother, help me, be in that state of thoughtless awareness, and some high level affirmations which are geared towards general well-being, and some affirmations that help us very quickly relate to calming our mind down, letting our thoughts go, not being too much dwelling into the past or into the future. So then do that. We have that high level affirmations, and then meditation with music for about next 10 to 15 minutes. And then after that, we play one of mother's talks. We have a set of about 10 to 15 talks catered especially towards newcomers. So we play those newcomer talks. And then after that, we go into the balancing bit, because we would like to also introduce the concept that, yes, this is something, this is a technique based on, your inner energy. It's all about how you are able to awaken that inner energy, with the assistance of the right guru. and your desire. But then at the same time, we also use these elements that are there are there around us. Like we use the ether, we use earth, and then we kind of do the balancing, which also helps them into the aspect that there is something else, and there are more things that are to come other than this realization and the affirmations that we saw earlier. Then usually after this balancing, obviously, once people are balanced, they start feeling it more, and they are in a better state to do some more deep meditation. The balancing lasts for about, again, another 10 minutes or so. And then after 10 minutes, we do some more meditation. Depending on the group, it's done with more affirmations, or then it's just done with music. And then that lasts for about another 10 to 15 minutes. And then after that, we do a wrap up and we do questions. That's usually how the first session goes most of the times. Then as seekers start coming in, depending on how much they have gotten, we start playing more and more, let's say, a deeper talks, especially, of mother, in which mother starts talking about, starts giving more information about the subtle system and the side effects of having cleared the subtle system. And experiences that yogis will have once they get deep into meditation. And then eventually we also play some meditation videos in which mother has actually walked us through a meditation, which to be very honest, they work very well. That's there. Another thing that we have experienced is the yogis do like the seekers, especially they do like mantras. Not maybe in the first couple of classes, but eventually after that, they do like mantras which are specially recited by the Western yogis, because they are able to relate to that accent. But then at the same time, since this is meditation, and once we relate this meditation and tie it back to this is something which is more spiritual, and it is based on the concepts, let's say, of I wouldn't really say Indian mythology, but the roots are somewhere in India. So they do have an expectation that eventually there will be some mantras or something to that effect. And we have seen that it usually works when we play some of the mantras which are recited by some Western yogis, especially I have a couple of videos in which we have Western yogis reciting the Maha Mantras, Ganesh Mantra, some even the Atharva Shirsha, and there have been requests for those links. Whenever we play those and we have new seekers, those seekers do ask for those links, because obviously there is power in those mantras and they start feeling it, so they do request for those links as well a lot of times. We play those, and then after that, kind of walk them through this whole foot soak, what that is and how you should do it at the end of the day, and then mention the let's say benefits of foot soak and how it has helped, and just don't accept everything that we say just because we're saying it. You experience it, do it and try it on your own. So do it for a couple of days and then stop doing it if you think that maybe it's working, maybe it's not, and then see the difference. So it's something that for you to feel, and not just for us to tell you. So accept it like science. That's something that is. We also play one of Mother's talks in which Mother mentions that gotta accept, not accept it, but experience it on your own. That's generally the format. And then after that, we do have some WhatsApp groups and such for new seekers, and ask them to join those WhatsApp groups, which works a lot of times. We do have a good group that we have on that WhatsApp chat group. And then just let them know what else they can do, some of the other resources that are available, and that they are more than welcome to try this at home, and then also help them understand the importance of having a mother's photograph, and how meditation with mother's photograph helps, and how she is a being of a high spiritual level, and how meditating with mother's photograph is definitely going to help them in their spiritual ascent and overall meditation. So that's the general format that we have been using, and that's that's all that I have to share. Feel free to ask any questions or comments.
Thank you, Amritaji. Gauri, Didi, or Vishal, do you have any question?
Not really. Thank you,
Okay.
Amrita.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Okay.
No, we are.
Amrita, anything, any daunts, something that you should not do?
Um, Anything that should not do. So one thing that we have realized, and this is something that has stayed, and some of the seekers, once you start having seekers coming in for a very long period of time, even when we were doing this in person, so you end up knowing the person, you end up knowing those people. So we have some seekers who have been coming for the last, let's say, I don't know, 4 years or plus. But for them, they have still not been able to make the connection between mother is God. So that is something that we are very careful of mentioning. So even for them, like we have invited them to the pujas, we have sent them some videos of the pujas, but yeah, it's a little bit of a I guess a steep step for them to accept a mother as God, and then say yes. So we do say most of the affirmations, that would be that one would think of, but we also say affirmations around surrendering. We don't say that in the very beginning. But eventually, maybe 6 months in, we start saying the affirmations around surrendering as well. But in that, we say surrender to you, mother, and we leave the surrendering to your lotus feet out of it. Just because, for them making that connection to surrendering to, I guess, when they have not made the connection to mother as God, then for them surrendering to, they say it's a human, right? And then lotus feet of the human, they find it a little steep to accept. So then in that case, we leave it as surrendering to you, mother, surrendering our ego, superego, and everything. So yeah, that's that. So just to trend with caution while making that introduction. But yeah, so, sometimes some people they just get it by watching videos and all, and they have accepted it. So then that's very easy for them. But for others, it's just a little bit of a concept that they need to digest.
Right. And typically, how long are the first session duration for you?
An hour to hour 15 minutes. So yeah, so online ones are usually hour to hour 15 minutes because since we can't see the people, we like to keep it concise. And yeah, the in-person ones they would go for a longer time sometimes. But yeah, the ones that we do in online are hour 15 minutes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sounds good. And Vishal, anything else from your side? Okay. Just some questions for you. I mean, people are asking odd questions, because a lot of these people come from the background like mindfulness and all that. How do you respond to that?
So to that, most of the times we allow them to experience it. So we don't challenge their current beliefs because that's what at least what I do. I never challenge anybody's current beliefs because I don't know them. I don't know where they're coming from. Sometimes they've even gotten teachers of other principles, and they try to take over the session by asking questions because they come from a different school of thought. They have information on whatever they are doing, and they are very let's say opinionated about what they want to do. So then, in that case, well, at least I have never challenged those. I allow them to say, okay, you do that, fine. It's maybe working, may not be working. This is what works for me. And why don't you experience it, and then explain the benefits of thoughtless awareness? Because, hey, I don't know what your mindfulness does to you. And this is not a competition. This is not something that, you got to be aware of what the other person is doing or what the other, let's say, organization is doing. So that's not something that I'm aware of. So I can't speak what that does, but I can definitely speak to what we do. And I experience great joy by being in that state of thoughtless awareness. And that's why I'm here to share that, with you guys and with everybody else who is having that willingness, having that desire. Because, I kind of stress it on my experience in saying that somebody else being in that state, that beautiful state of thoughtless awareness is also, going to give me that joy. So, yeah, so that's something that I would like you to experience. You're a seeker, you're here. So, yeah, if it works for you, that's great. If it does not, well, thanks for trying it out.
Any great success you want to tell that one particular session, course? I mean, doesn't have to be online, in person, with that really went well out of your memory in the first. I mean, last so many years you've been hosting. So some course batch that came off really well. Do you want to tell some stories, success stories?
So, even most of the people that we have right now who are attending the online sessions, those are the ones that we have gotten from our in-person sessions. Mostly, and I mean, mother gets seekers who are really wanting to attend, and those who are really wanting to stay. So those are usually the people who stay, and those are usually the people who are able to make that connection. We have a very little role in that. It just happens on their own. It's their own journey. So it has been mostly we would run the chakra courses, and those have helped us get seekers. And most of the seekers that we have gotten, even who attend the online sessions, that is because whenever we have the chakra courses plus the channels, chakra and channels courses, that is when we do a big social media push, we advertise and such, and then we get seekers to those and spend a little bit on each chakra and help them, I guess, clear those out, and that has made them stay and keep coming. So.
Mhm. Good. Just one thing about the programs you have. Is it once a week or the 4 times a week? What's the frequency you're keeping?
So we have sessions we have on Tuesday, we have Thursday, then we have Saturday and Sunday. So we have 4 sessions. And people are free to attend whichever they want. Usually, people have decided, which ones they want to attend, and we have people who come for Tuesdays. Those are the ones I run. We have people who come on those other days, and there are some who attend all 4. So yeah, so for them now we are starting another intermediate session because those are the ones that would eventually are ready for something else, and those are the sessions where we do some more clearance. But when we were doing in-person sessions, that's when we had actually an intermediate session class, because we knew that there were people who were attending for a year and a half, and they were ready for the next bit.
Got it. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Thank you for sharing your inputs.
No
We
problem.
appreciate your time. We hope someday we may need your help again, so we'll call upon you.
All right. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for attending, and have a great day.